So this is a fractional equation. You must make sure that the equation is what? Is linear. Make sure the equation is actually what? Is linear. So how do you do that? You multiply both sides by 3. Can you see? Both sides by 3. So when you multiply both sides by 3, that means that this will cancel this out. There's going to be only x minus 7 that is left on the left-hand side. So it's going to be what? X minus 7 equals to minus 12 times 3. That's going to give you what? Minus 36. Can you see that? Minus 12 times 3. That gives you what? Minus what? 36. So it's much easier now. So now, like I told you in the previous question, that if you want to find what x is, just do the opposite. Add 7 to both sides. So what is minus 36 plus 7? That's going to be what? Minus 29. Can you see? Minus what? Minus 29. So x is going to be minus 29. You can pause this video. Just give yourself a question and actually what? Have a go. So minus 29, you can see that one. Homework is going to be there. So you also have a multi-step question. Multi-step questions are the ones that, what's it called? They have more than one step to solve. So you have to simplify it. Can you see? You're having, the first one we did, we have variables on one side. This one now, you are having what? Variables on both sides. You're having variables on both sides. So when you have variables on both sides, the variable is still on one side, but you have to simplify it. Apologies for that. The question has to do with variable on one side, but you have to what? Simplify before solving. So you can see that this part, you can simplify that. What is 5m plus 2m? That gives you what? 7m. So minus 23. Can you see? I have simplified that. 7m minus what? Minus 23. That part has been what? Have been simplified. So, because I collected like times together, 5m and 2m, there's positive between the two of them. That's why you see me what? Adding them. Everything equals to what? Equals to 5. Now, you can see that is it. But there's still one more step to go, like the previous one we did. You have to make sure that you get rid of this minus 23. So the variable can be on its own. So you add 23 to both sides. You add 23 to both sides. So that gives you 28 equals to 7m. You can see that 28 equals 7m. So you divide both sides by 7. Divide both sides by 7. That gives you what? M will be equal to what? Equals to 4. That's the answer. M equals to 4. Can you see? So the reason why they call it the multi-step is because you have to simplify before solving it. You must simplify before solving it. So this is another one that solve these equations. You can try this. You can just pause the video and try this type of questions and You can see the answer directly there. This one will be solved for you. It's similar to what we did initially. And what's it called? And this one too is being solved. It's similar to what we actually did initially. So you can pause the video and actually have a go on those questions before checking the answer, please. So look at this one. This one is a different type of question. It's also about this thing. You can see clearly that you have to expand it first. You have to expand it first before solving. Expand it first before actually solving. So when you expand it, expansion means that you have to use the outside number to number of variable to multiply this. Can you see? So what is minus 8 times 2x? That gives you what? Minus 16x. What is a minus 8 times 1? That gives you what? Plus what? Plus 8. Don't forget, minus times minus gives you positive. So then equals to 36. Sorry, apologies. In case you don't see that one very well, just you see, you can see that one clearly. So the same approach too, you take away 8 from both sides. That gives you minus 16x equals to 28. Then x will be got to what? Minus 28 divided by 16. This one will give you a decimal. So 2 goes here 20. Sorry, 2 goes here 14. 2 goes here 8. 2 here 7. 2 here 4. It's like 7 over 4. If memory actually serves me right. So 7 over 4. Can you see? Minus 7 over 4. That is it. So it's not so. A lot of people used to do trial and error, but like I told you that it's not really good. It's better for you to solve this thing once and for all, so you can be sure of your answer. So what about this type of questions too? This question is also like a multi-step question. Can you see it's a fraction before solving? So what you have to do basically is this. You have to try and solve it. So you will solve it like if you are solving a fraction. You have to solve this first part first initially. So what can you do? When you are solving fractions, don't forget, you have to make it the same denominator. You must make it to actually have the same denominator. So how can this thing have the same denominator? You multiply this one by 3, this one by 3, this one by 4, this one by 4. So that gives you 9x over 12 minus 4x over 12. So what is 9x minus 4x? That gives you what? 5x over 12. Everything equals to what? Equals to 10. So it's now going to be what? 5x equals to 12 times 10. That's going to be what? 120. Then you divide both sides by 5. So x will be equal to what? 24. You see? That's it, because 120 divided by 5 gives you actually what? 24. So it's straightforward, These are actually very straightforward questions. Don't forget, you have to solve like a fraction first before equating it to 10. So this is a question that's similar to the one we just finished doing. So solve this. Pause the video before moving on to the answer, please. Pause the video. Now, this one is having what? Variables on both sides. This one is having variables on both sides. So thank you. This variable on both sides, and you can actually see that, like I told you before, it's still the same principle. It doesn't change. You have to make sure that the variables are on one side. So, and you can see what? -2, you take away 2x. Because this is, when you see a number starting an expression or equation, you don't see any sign in front of it. It's positive. So we see this one here now to be this 2x. There's no sign in front of it. That means that it's going to be positive. So if you want to get rid of this 2x, you take away 2x from both sides. That's what we are doing now. So that gives us 5x minus 2x gives you what? 3x plus 2 equals to 14. And you see? Then you take away 2 from both sides. That gives you what? 3x equals to 12. Then x will now be equal to 12 divided by 3. X equals to 4. X equals to 4. That is it. So if you want to check if your answer is correct, just do what? 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 times 2 is 2 times 2 is 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus this thing is going to give you what? 22. Can you see? 20 goes to 22. So we know that x is going to go to 4. So it's very easy. Just to make sure that you are patient with this. And we're halfway done now. So can you see x is 4? So you can have a go on this. When you have a go on this, let's see how it goes. Pause the recording, have a go on it, and let's see what's going to actually what you're going to get from it. Have a go. Then this is the answer. You can see you will expand both sides. 5 times x, that gives you what? 10x. 2 times 5x gives you 10x. 2 times -1 gives you -2. 3 times x gives you 3x. 3 times 11 gives you what? 23. So then you now solve it. You now see you want to get rid of this 3x. You take away 3x from both sides. That's what they did. Then gives you what? 7x. Get rid of this 2. 35. X is 5. Try this one and have a go again. You will see that you're going to get it right. So solve the following equation for m. What is true when m equals to, what is true for the value of m when n equals to -2? So you can see clearly that when n equals to -2 times 5, that gives you what? -5. That gives you what? -10 minus 5 gives you, okay. Then what's going to be true? You can see clearly that m is going to be this. You can see clearly that you can just solve it directly. But this one is not really part of what we're actually meant to do. So this part of the class is just about simultaneous equation. So simultaneous equation is a different type of equation compared to the previous one we did. Simultaneous equation is all about having two variables, x and y. X and y are actually what? Variables. So you have two variables. So for example now, And simultaneous equation also involve two things happening at the same time. Two equations happening at the same time. So x equals to 3, what's going to be y? X squared equals to 4. What is going to be x and things like that? You can see x plus y. When is x plus y equals to 9? X plus y equals to 1. You know, when you have two equations happening at the same time, it means what? Simultaneous equation. When two equations happening at the same time means simultaneous equation. So look at this one now. So two graphs were actually what? Plotted. Two graphs were actually what? Plotted. You can see clearly that they meet. The first graph was 2y minus 2x minus y equals to 1. The second one was actually what? X plus y equals to 7. So when you say that you find the solution for this equation, so what you need to do basically is this. You have to consider where the two graphs meet. Can you see? They are meeting at these coordinates, the one highlighted there. So you trace it down. The value of x is 2, and the value of y is going to be what? It's going to be 5. That's it. So x is 2, y is what? 5. X is 2, y is 5. X is 2, y is 5. So this other one too, you can see what? X is 2, y is 2, x is 1, y is 2. So anywhere they actually what meet, that is the, what's it called? That is the simultaneous, that's the solution for that for that. So you can try and plot this graph, the first one, second one, and see where, try and plot the two graphs on the graph sheet and see where they actually what meet. Where they meet basically is actually what? That's the equation. So there are some things we need to learn. There are some things we need to learn about simultaneous equation when you want to solve it in an algebraic way. One, the first step you need to know is this. Step one, I'm going to use a whiteboard for this. Make the middle variable the same. Make the middle variable the same. Like 2x plus y equals to 4, 3x plus y. Can you see both of them are actually what? Having y. Like this, 2x plus y equals to 10. 3x plus y equals to 7. Can you see? Both of them having y. So the middle variable is the same. That's what I'm talking about. Make the middle variable the same. The next one that you have to do is to what? If the signs are the same, if the signs are the same, you have to what? You have to subtract. So example is this: if you have like a 4x plus 3y equals to 12, and you have 5x plus 3y equals to 20. And you see? So the signs are the same. They are both what? Positive, positive. So what you have to do is to what? Is to actually what? Is to add the is to actually what? You just take it away. if the signs are if the signs are different, you have to add them together. For example, if you have a 2x plus y equals to 7, 2x minus y equals to 8. So if the signs are different, can you see? You have to add them together. So you go with 2 plus 2x is that. That is it. So let's try and look at the first equation. Let's try and look at the first equation. So let's look at questions like this. So questions like this, can you see? You can see clearly that the signs in the first one, the signs are different. What do you have to do? You have to what? You have to add them together. So 2x plus 3x gives you what? 5x. Sorry, 1 sec, please. I'm just not being shared. So 2x plus y equals to 6. 3x minus y equals to 9. So you have to add them together. So when you actually add them together, so what I do basically is this. That gives you 5x equals to 15. Then x equals to 15 divided by 5. And you see that's easily x equals to 3. Can you see now? We got x of it equals to 3 straight away. So the purpose of adding them together is just to what? It's just to eliminate it's just to eliminate the middle variable. Can you see we got what? X equals to 3 now. Now, since we got x equals to 3, you can actually what? You can actually what? You can use that x to solve what y is. So anywhere you see x, you put 3 there. So that gives you 2 times 3 plus y equals to 6. So it's going to be 6 plus y equals to 6. That means that y is going to be equal to 0. So x is 3, y is going to be equal to 0. So you can also try the second equation too. You will still get the same answer. 3 times 3 is going to be what? 3 times 3, that's going to give you 9 minus y equals to 9. So then you take away 9 from both sides. And you see, minus y equals to 0. That means that y equals to 0. So it's clear. You can pause it, watch the video step by step, and you should be okay. So another one is this. The signs are actually what? The same this time around. So you have to take it away. So take it away depends on what you want. What is 4x minus 6x? That's going to give you 2x minus 2x. What is 6 minus 4? That gives you what? 2. So it's going to be what? X equals to 2 over minus 2 equals to minus 1. That's it. So x equals to minus 1. So anywhere you see x, you put what? Minus 1 there. So 4 times minus 1, that gives you what? Minus 4. Minus 4 plus y equals to 6. So you add 4 to both sides. You add 4 to both sides. So y will be equal to 10. That's it. 1 is going to be equal to 10. But this one could be different. This could actually be different. Let's check the one that could actually could be different in this one. You can see the second one that the variables are not the same. So you have to make it the same. So what do you do when you want to make it the same? You multiply. You multiply by what? This one by 2 and this by 3. So when you're multiplying by 2, the reason why I multiply the top one by 2 is that what's the common multiple of 2 and 3, the one in the middle? You want to make them the same. The common multiple is going to be 6. 3 times 2 is going to be 6. 2 times 3 is going to be 6. So 2 times 2, that's 4x. 2 times 3, that is 6y. 2 times 5, that gives you 10. 3 times 5, 15x. 3 times this gives you what? Minus 6y. Then this times this gives you what? Minus 48. So then what do? You now add them together. You now actually what? You now add them together. So because they're actually different, you now actually add them together. So this one is going to give you 19x equals to, when you add them together, that gives you 38. Because 10 minus this thing is going to be it's going to be minus 38. So x will now be equal to minus 38 divided by 19 equals to minus 2. Can you see? I got x to be minus 2. So when you get x to be minus 2, find out what y will be. So anywhere you see x, you put minus 2 there in any of the equations. So 2 times minus 2, that gives you minus 4. So minus 4 plus 3y equals to 5. So then you add 4 to both sides. That gives you what? 3y equals to 9. Then y equals to 3. That's all. So any question, send to the group chat. I will attend to you. I will send the recordings too as soon as it's available. No, I think it should be available in the company, the listings website. So that is it. All right. Thank you for actually joining, and see you next time. Thank you.